Napoli went down to RB Leipzig 3-1 in the first leg of their Europa League clash. So now on the brink of a European exit, will Maurizio Sarri and his team have failed if they are unsuccessful in their bid for a Serie A title? The team that took the field was certainly a far cry from their strongest 11. In fact, only 5 of their usual starters took the field from the outset. Though there were a number of positives that came out of this, and I think it's at least worth acknowledging this. Firstly, they did give it a good go. It's easy to forget that they were ahead for 60 minutes of the match, and it was possibly fatigue from their usual starters and maybe a lack of quality from the fill-ins that came to the forefront in that final 30 minutes. We go to Adam Onis, who we haven't seen a lot of since he signed for Napoli. However, he was arguably amongst their best on field, of course scoring their only goal for the day. He certainly illustrated that he has the ability to fit into Sarri's playing style and put forward a relatively strong argument to be used more for the remainder of the season. Piotr Zielinski, who mainly starts from the bench, coming on for Hamsik on many occasions, though make no mistake, he is a crucial player in this squad and arguably deserved to be in that starting lineup more than anyone else on the pitch. He has certainly got the quality to be playing European football on a weekly basis. And while he wasn't in his usual position, at least it allowed Sarri to experiment with different combinations. Then we go to that very young midfield in Marco Rog and Amadou Diawara, who continue to develop with more and more experience on the field, and together with Piotr Zielinski can very much form the future for Napoli. So the more these players are playing together, getting first team experience, and particularly in Europe, the better this can be for Napoli in the coming seasons. So I can't see any negatives in these guys playing more often. Now, we can certainly sugarcoat it as much as we want, but of course a loss is a loss and that needs to be accepted. But a lot of what I'm seeing online and a lot of questions that are already coming is whether Maurizio Sarri was at fault in his approach to the game and if he should be blamed for a potential Europa League exit if it does come about, particularly if it goes on that they don't win a Serie A title, meaning trophyless once again. In my opinion, absolutely not. He would not be at fault whatsoever. I think it's easy to lose sight of how things actually are in the league. While Napoli do sit first at the moment, I think fans would probably not be honest with themselves if they think that Napoli are the strongest club or strongest squad in Serie A. I think Juventus have shown quite clearly that they are the strongest club and they have the strongest squad in the league by some margin. Make no mistake, Napoli are fighting above their weight. If we look at wage bills alone, Napoli actually ranked 5th in Serie A, behind Juventus, AC Milan, Roma and Inter. In fact, the Bianconeri have more than double the wage bill that Napoli currently has for this season. So that certainly puts things into context. Napoli's strengths comes from 2 main elements: the quality of their starting 11 to 13 players and Sarri's playing style. Without them, it's fair to say that Napoli wouldn't be able to compete at the level that they are. This season, things have certainly fallen into place in terms of timing and with respect to their competition. Though realistically speaking, and with regard to their current finances at least, they are not going to have an abundance of opportunities to win the Serie A title. And if you happen to know any Napoli fans, you'd probably realize that the domestic title means absolutely everything to them. So it's hard to criticize the club, the coach, or the players for focusing on the Serie A and giving it absolutely everything they have. And if they go on not to win and miss out on the Serie A title this season, of course it'll be disappointing not only for Napoli fans but for a lot of neutral Serie A fans who are possibly hoping for something different this season. Though while it's disappointing, it simply can't be deemed a failure given the current footballing climate. They continue to fight above their pay grade, and both Maurizio Sarri and the team should be commended as such. Though that's simply my thoughts on the matter. Let me know what you think, of course, whether you agree or disagree. Was Maurizio Sarri at fault? And indeed, will this season be a failure if they give the Serie A everything and they don't quite make it and miss out on the title? Let us know what you think. Otherwise, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Follow Forza Italian Football on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Head over to forzaitalianfootball.com to read some of the great features online. And of course, check out all the match coverage over the weekends. Otherwise, from me, it's ciao for now. RB Leipzig. Leipzig. RB Leipzig. R doesn't really sound. RB Leipzig. Zeg.